Hello, YouTubers. The new Time Travel Jaime 88. I'm back with another Doctor Who DVD review, and yes, we're still celebrating Doctor Who's 50th anniversary. Tonight, I'm going to do the collection of Monster Collection. Today, theme is the Daleks. So, today, I'm going to start off from the Hartnell years with Doctor Who, the Daleks. The Daleks is an awesome 7-part story, and I love this episode. It marks the first time appearances of the Daleks. It's an awesome adventure and it's well directed. Next up, from the Hartnell collection, we have The Chase. Brilliant 6-part story. The final appearances of Ian and Barbara. And there's the Daleks chasing through time. And that's when the Doctor put a stop to the Daleks from changing through time in history. Even though the Daleks made a cameo appearances at the last episode of the Space Museum. The Hartnell appearances with the Dalek continues once more with the Lost in Time episode, The Dalek Master Plan. I gotta tell you, this is a very good story. Shame none of these episodes were show up, but only bits and pieces of the episodes. But it also marks the first appearances of Nicholas Courtney as the security guard. And let's move on to the Troughton years, Patrick Troughton. Now, the Patrick Troughton did encounter the Daleks in the 6-part story, The Power of the Daleks. Sadly, all 6 episodes were never exist. But a brief clip telling all the Daleks to exterminate. And the Doctor, Ben, and Polly rescuing the Dalek. Rescuing from the Dalek. Also, the evil of the Dalek, in which Victorian Waterfield made her first appearances, and she was held captured by the prisoner of the Dalek. So the Doctor and Jamie rescues Victoria from the Dalek. Let's move on to the Pertwee, Jon Pertwee, the 3rd Doctor, having running problems with the Dalek in the Day of the Daleks. It's not but Day of the Daleks. It's an awesome 4-part adventure. I really love this episode, and it's awesome to watch with the Doctor encountering with the Daleks and the teaming up with the Ogrons. But the Pertwee years continue with these Dalek adventures with the 6-part story, Frontiers in Space. Now, the Dalek has a small part on this episode. That's when the Doctor, the Master, brought the Dalek from another planet, Scaros. On Planet of the Daleks, the Doctor is unconscious and lands on a planet Spydron. And that's when the Dalek Supreme, the first appearances of that, and want the group of colony to destroy all of the peoples. Next up, the Dalek adventure continues with the Tom Baker era. And he'll take on Genesis of the Dalek. Awesome 6-part story. I'll really tell you, this is an awesome Dalek story with Tom Baker, and probably one of my favorite episodes with the first appearances of Davros. But the Dalek adventure continues more in Destiny of the Daleks. And this time, the Daleks kidnap the regenerated Romana. But it's up to the Doctor to put a stop into this particular episode. Stop this particular event from the evil Davros. But let's move on to the Peter Davison era with Resurrection of the Dalek. Now, this is the only Peter Davison story encounter with the Dalek. And this is a wonderful story. It's a good story. I really love it. It is fantastic. But Colin Baker with Revelation of the Dalek. Now, this is another Doctor, only 6 Doctor story that encounters with the Daleks and Davros. It's a good 2-part adventure. I love this episode. Moving on to the Sylvester McCoy era with Remembrance of the Daleks. This is a good episode. I love this episode. It is fantastic, in which the Doctor and Ace battles the Dalek in the Coal Hill School. Awesome story. Sadly, there is no 8th Doctor adventure evolving with the Dalek. But moving on to the 9th Doctor with Dalek. This is a perfect story, and I really loved it. This is a very good, intriguing story, which Rose encountered with the Dalek. But the Dalek continues in the Parting the Ways and Chris Eccleston's final adventure. Good story. Sad to see the 9th Doctor go, but it's a fantastic story. Let's move on to David Tennant with the story The Stolen Earth and Journey's End. This is the great 2-part story. I really love this episode. It is fantastic. And also, the 9th Doctor also encountered the Dalek in the episode The Dalek in Manhattan, where the Daleks wreak havoc here in New York City. Wonderful episode. That's in 3rd series. And finally, the Matt Smith era. Asylum of the Daleks. This is one heck of a story. I really love it. It is fantastic. Alright, that's it for the Doctor Who Dalek collection. Come back next time, we'll reveal the Master collection. Anyway, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.